What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella, back with another video. One time for the one time. Real light day yesterday, but we back with another video talking about Sergey Kovalev. Yesterday he made the media circuit rounds, and they still crying about the loss, and he just won't admit that he lost. His team won't admit that he lost. They haven't came to grips with that. And moving past, a loss or issue in life is accepting it, and he still hasn't accepted. But his actions are showing that he accepted it, in my opinion, from the simple fact that is he's overhauling his training. He's bringing in different Russian coaches, strength and conditioning coach who's really running the show. John Evan Jackson, I did a video yesterday, he wanted to jump ship. I believe it. Of course he gonna allow James Prince to say that, and they ain't playing mind games. Of course he wanted to jump ship because he's Kovalev's bottom bitch. He's just there to make Kovalev seem cool with black people. That's all he's there for. He's a figurehead. And I'm not going to get into that right now. That man not even allowed to talk in the corner. He just hold the mitts and hit the mitts and get a check. He there for PR purposes. But at the end of the day, Sergey Kovalev, why is he making all these overhauls then? He's saying that he didn't lose, but your actions are your adjustments are telling people that you didn't feel confident in beating Ward, or confident that you can't beat him again, or that you didn't win. And that's what it's saying. It's very confident that if you're very confident that you won the last time, you make minor tweaks, not make major overhauls, and you go from there. Not crying about every excuse why you lost or why you got tired. Oh, I trained too hard. I ran 14 miles a day. I overestimated Andre Ward. Who the fuck says they overestimate their opponent? Nobody. I would accept it if you said he underestimated them. But at the end of the day, he's making all these adjustments. Now he's working on defense with John David Jackson, moving his head. And he doing all these adjustments, right? Because he know in the second half of the fight, Andre Ward honed in and figured him out. He a motherfucking zebra. He can't change his stripes. Kovalev is who you are. He is who he is. And you can't just become a defensive wizard in one training camp. This ain't fucking Rocky, where you train with Apollo Creed and all of a sudden you become a twinkle toes boxer boxing on your toes. You've been fighting like a rock, your whole career. This ain't Rocky. Boxing don't work that way. You've been training a certain way for 20 years. And when the penny hit the ground, when the shit hit the fan, when the bullet hit the wall, and the fire to your ass, you're going to revert back to what the hell you is, Kovalev. You're an aggressive boxer. And minor adjustments need to be made with that. He doing all these adjustments, moving his head, trying to be a defensive fighter, trying to use the shoulder roll, trying to do this, trying to do that. For what? When your only major mistake was not finishing Andre Ward when you knocked him down and had him hurt. And your only major mistake was not cutting the ring off and giving Andre Ward too much space and closing distance. That's the only mistake that he made in the fight. Really. If you want to get technical. Because he would have closed the distance down on Andre Ward and beat the body and went to the head and caught him in the corner. He might have got him out of there. But he caused himself the crusher, but he didn't finish a hurt guy. Because he didn't know how to close distance and cut the ring off. All this moving your head and shit and trying to become a better boxer, you're not going to be a better boxer than Andre Ward. What carried you early in that fight was the simple fact that Andre Ward hadn't fought on a high caliber in a while. He had to knock the rust off, let's keep it real. And your jab was a problem. Once he figured out your jab and got from that jab, it was a wrap. You had nothing else for him. If you cut the ring off, make it a nasty, dirty fight, it's an easier fight for you. Hopefully you can finish him off. And hopefully Ward ain't as, still rusty and ain't as prime as he was in the second half of that fight. But at the end of the day, it's on you. We gone.